Today we're off to Sofia, Bulgaria to interview one of the most performing Fiverr sellers. So we're doing a different format. So we're gonna interview Borislav. He's making over $30,000 per month on Fiverr. He's selling paid ads, content creation services. So we're gonna ask him question exactly how he was able to get started, how he reached that level, and how his operations work. So I'm very excited. Let's go. You just called me. Oh, here it is. You're in the vlog. Good to see you.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Actually, this is a new office. It's not fully ready yet. I'm gonna show you my work space. Okay, here we are.
Nice, so yeah, that's the
Welcome.
Where's everyone? Everyone left.
Okay, this is one of my guys is working here. Here is the designer. I also walk here.
Yeah.
I also work here.
Nice.
1 hour there, 1 hour here. 1 hour there, 1 hour here. This is how I keep myself fit.
I mean, I have nothing to say, to be honest. I mean, I don't know if we should show how we usually work, but this is really cool. I mean, I had a similar setup, like, you know, we had a few offices and, you know, we had a team and everything, and now we're like fully remote, completely changed everything. So I'm really inspired to see your progress, and everything is on Fiverr, right? This is just because of Fiverr.
Yeah, it's just because of Fiverr.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Actually, I started with a 5 years old laptop.
Okay.
When I was just starting. I didn't have money to buy a new one.
Okay.
So this is not an excuse if you're concerned about starting something. Yeah. And eventually when you get more successful, you can purchase something like this.
New iMacs, everything, thanks to Fiverr.
Thanks to Fiverr,
hopefully
yeah.
they will push us in the rankings more, and we can continue to scale. Right, Borislav, thank you so much for doing this, and really inspiring because, you know, there are a lot of Fiverr sellers, over 300,000 Fiverr sellers on Fiverr, and there's no really like, you know, stories, behind the scenes content. So I thought this can be interesting. Your story is interesting. I'm also showing my story on YouTube, and you know, it's good to inspire others. And you never know, maybe clients come, maybe more freelancers and opportunities. So how did you get started in Fiverr? Like, why Fiverr?
First of all, thank you so much for the invitation. I'm glad that I'm here and we can really talk about it, because I also think that it's actually very important, not just for fun, but it's important to inspire other people, because there are people in tough situations that need this motivation to kind of try to do something on their own, and they may fix their lives and basically things like that. Because this is actually what happened to me, and this is how I decided to start working on Fiverr. Because not many people know this, but I'm actually a pharmacist, and all of this started when I was a student in the university, and basically I didn't have any money. I mean, I had money, but they were not enough. And I wanted to start doing something to make money. And I didn't complete my entire education, and I had more time. I mean, I had like a year to complete my education until I started to work like a pharmacist or something like that. But I decided to start hustling on my own, and with friends of mine, we started some businesses, reselling headphones, flowers, things like that, and everything failed miserably. I mean, literally extremely bad results. We didn't make any money, and I was, you know, let's finish my education and, you know, just to go to the path that I have already been starting. And actually, the one thing that I learned during these trial and errors was to make ads.
Okay.
This was something I took a course. I think that I didn't even pay for the course. My friend had the course, and he gave me the password to watch the course on how to make ads, because I didn't have money to purchase a course. And yeah, I learned how to make ads, and he told me about a website called Fiverr, and where you can sell your services. And I said, okay, whatever, I will try. And I made a gig on Fiverr for $5, and the gig was to research target audiences because I knew how to research audiences on Facebook and Instagram. And actually, I started back in 2017, and it was just like a joke, literally. I didn't have any serious intention to grow there.
Yeah. That's why we always forget this important part about the Fiverr username. We always go and create some. Well, I was lucky, I didn't, but I know some sellers who have like.
Yeah, for example, mine is terrible. Literally, my username is. Looking at the Fiverr's username, you can tell if this person has a serious intention to go on the platform. Yeah, mine was very bad, but it didn't stop me. Obviously, it's not something game changer. And yeah, I started with $5 back in 2017, and I got my first order in the first month, basically.
Nice. So it took you about a month to get your first order.
Yes.
And what is happening next? Like, what this transition from the first order to actually start making like $10,000 per month? How long this path took you? And
it took me about 4 years to go from $5 to $10,000.
Okay, that's a lot.
Yes, that's a lot. And this was, first of all, because after the first order, I didn't get any more orders for like few months.
Okay.
And I didn't change my prices for a very long time because I wasn't confident in what I offer. And actually, there was a buyer on Fiverr that told me, "Hey man, you're doing an amazing job. Why your service is $5?" And I told him, "I don't know. How much do you think it should be?" And he said, "Literally, at least $30."
Okay.
And he told me that he wasn't going to buy my service because he thought that it's too cheap. And I changed my prices, and everything started to pick up very fast, very fast. I mean, not extremely fast, but it was fast enough to start getting more orders. It was actually by the time I graduated, I was making like $2,000, which would have been more than what I would have earned if I was working as a pharmacist here in Bulgaria. So this is why I saw the potential. I saw how easy it is to grow once you have your full attention and focus. And I quit. I mean, I graduated and I started my PhD there because I have always been interested in science, and it's just very interesting to me. But I decided to take a different path in terms of my career, and I started full-time on Fiverr.
Don't forget, you can subscribe to my newsletter as well to stay updated, to get some more behind the scenes, more in-depth content, more educational content as well. And just check out my Fiverr free course too, so link in the description or in the first comment. What were the challenges? Because a lot of people, they see this, okay, Fiverr can be great, your story is great, my story is great, let's say, for people, but they're like, okay, there are probably some challenges. Like there are probably because you kept your Fiverr accounts, even if you made like $5 and then you had nothing, but like what sort of kept you still on Fiverr, and then what sort of challenges were there? Like, did you ever thought about like, oh, let's just quit Fiverr and do something different, or you just stay positive all the time about it?
Absolutely, there are a lot of challenges, a lot of. So the first challenge is that you don't have a fixed income. This is something that was all over my head all the time, because one day you have like a lot of orders, everything is going up, and the next month it's literally half. And it can be challenging to know that there will be some months where you won't have the amount that you are used to.
Yeah.
So this is one of the main challenges. Another challenge is that you don't have so many vacations, because most people know that they have like 2 weeks or 3 weeks during the year. They take time off, they relax. This is not happening on Fiverr. I mean, you can do it, but it's not recommended.
You take your work with you.
Yes, you always take the work with you.
Yeah.
This is challenging because obviously if you want to spend time with your family, they need to support you in this, because you will always be with your work,
Yeah.
no matter where you are.
I've seen sellers. I have a good friend as well. He's actually in Belgrade, Serbia, and lives in the same building as me. And I remember, like, we were walking outside, and as soon as he's very, like, also organized, professional. As soon as he gets a message, he gets notification on the phone, and he's like, okay, I need to wait 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna send my shortcut, because obviously it will be too suspicious if he sends it within a minute, a shortcut like this. So he's like, but he's all the time is like, bro, like, okay, but don't you, or stress is like, yes, but like you said, some days you can have good number of orders, some days are not. So let's talk about this, like a transition period where, because I know a lot of cases like who were on Fiverr did like 2K per month, and then suddenly it goes to like $0 or to like $100. Like, so how much are you making now on Fiverr?
Right now, between 30K to 35K per month.
Okay.
This is my max. 35K was my max.
And we'll talk about your team, because obviously you have some team and office here and everything. But so how people can move into this transition where they're like making 2, 3K, 4K into making like 30K? What's the secret behind that?
Absolutely. Okay, so first of all, there is a transition period in terms of your knowledge, in terms of your expertise. Because obviously, when I started out, I wasn't that good at what I do. Because right now, if I take my, if I see my past work, I can do it much better now. This is because I improved my knowledge. And this allowed me to expand my services, not just from audience research, but now I make a complete setup for Facebook and Instagram ads, for example. This is a completely different and more complex service. I was doing copywriting. Now I'm making much more than that. And this is because I improved myself, my expertise. And this is the main thing that will take you from, if I can say there are a few transition points, and this is the first one, to improve yourself. To focus and to improve yourself. And the second point, the second transition period is to create a team. This is the most important thing that literally can scale you business.
What about the Fiverr like algorithm, the Fiverr search? Because yeah, I do agree with knowledge in terms of like a lot of people there are like, oh, I want to get on the first page, but okay, they will get on the first page, but then are you able to maintain the same work quality, the same volume? Because for me, it's exactly the same, like you said, like we're doing better and better and better quality too, because I've been on Fiverr for like 10 years now probably, and yes, that will push you, and you, because you don't really realize this, you're like, oh, I want to be on the first page or I want to get more orders, but when you actually do a better work all the time, the buyers will be coming back. Probably in your case, they're coming back to your service, plus you're getting exposed to other buyers, plus those buyers that you work with, and they're happy, they're gonna recommend you to their friends. I see this happens quite often. I'm not sure if you're getting messages like, hey, Borislav, I recommended you to my friend, I don't know, John, he's gonna contact you.
Yeah, I see that.
That's like this sort of a snowball effect that is gonna be always building. But what about the Fiverr like search, like, do you promote your gigs outside of Fiverr, or are you getting everything from Fiverr, and how people can, rank higher on the search?
Absolutely. So actually, I've had some tough moments on Fiverr, because back in 2020, I was used to get 5K per month. Everything was fine, and then suddenly I was pushed back to the last page.
That's always our nightmare.
Yes, that's the nightmare, and this lasted for 3 months.
Wow.
It was a very, very tough period for me, because I got an office, I was purchasing a new home, and of course, this is the point where everything should collapse. And and I realized that on Fiverr it's really important for the clients to be happy. This is basically the most important thing that we need to think about when we think about the algorithm. The algorithm is actually us, the sellers and the buyers, and the experience of the buyers. Think of the algorithm like, what was the experience of the client? And back then, I didn't realize that. And after I got this tough period, I started to reflect of what happened. How should I've improved my service in order to make sure that this never happens again. And I focused on customer experience. For example, I started making videos for my clients. I started to elaborate more about the project. I started to manage expectations. I didn't manage expectations before.
Yeah.
And yeah, after I focused on the customer experience, not the quality of the service, but on the customer experience, things started to get much better.
What's some of the tips you can give, like what people can do to improve their customer experience?
Okay, so we need to talk about the things that are fundamental. For example, to be polite. This is the number one thing. This is just the basics. To be polite.
Friendly,
yeah. Of course. Empathetic. To answer fast. People want fast answers. People don't want to wait 2 days to answer them.
Because they're going to go to another seller. That's what happens sometimes to me. Is like I reply sometimes a little bit later and they're like, oh, sorry, I went to someone else.
Yes, exactly. This is going to happen inevitably. Yeah, these are the fundamentals. Without these, you're not going to get anywhere. And there are more advanced tips. For example, to manage the expectations, because this is not something that everybody does. What do I mean by that? To manage expectations means to understand what the client needs before they place an order with you. And to be honest, because if you're not honest and you just take the order because you are, at the moment you need more money or you need more orders in general, you may be inclined to take a project that you are not necessarily certain that you can fulfill it.
Yeah.
And this is something that you need to focus and to think about. Will I be able to deliver the order and the customer will be satisfied? If you are not sure, don't take the order. But if you are sure, take it. And this will get you in front of on the first page. Probably.
Yeah, I actually say a lot of no to a lot of potential buyers every single day, maybe like 10 times, something like that. Because they ask some things that I know that if I say yes, it's going to be a nightmare for me to do because I don't actually do it, or it's going to be different from what I usually do. So I know that their experience might be different. So I do definitely agree, just being careful where you say yes. It's better to be more selective with the buyers, but at least you're building more quality work. How does your team look now? So you're making 35K per month. I assume you're not just alone, you have a team, you have an incredible office here. So how does the team just walk me through your team and how does everything work?
Sure. Everything started gradually. I didn't hire 6 people all at once. It started like that because the work has increased and the service improved. We're right now 6 people, including me, because I'm still 100% involved in the process and the work. And marketing is my passion. And I constantly try to be in the process, to educate myself even more, to be in the trends, because they are super important nowadays with AI and everything that's going on. And we're 6 people. There is a project manager, there is a designer, and there are 3 other Facebook ads specialists.
Are you feeling that you can potentially bring into your team? Because I know some sellers are more, they're like, oh, someone can steal or someone can, it's more sensitive because that's the downside of Fiverr. Like we cannot give them access to just certain information, right? Like we have to give access to everything and they see everything. How do you feel going forward? This will be...
I believe that you need to trust the people that you work with. Literally you can't do anything by yourself.
Yeah.
You need to trust your employees. The simple answer is trust. There is nothing else you can do. I consider my team as a part of my family. We get along very, very well. We grow together, we learn together, we acknowledge mistakes together, and this is how I think the team can be grew.
Yeah. How did you find those people? Where you found them?
Some of them with recommendations and some of them from LinkedIn. Here in Bulgaria we have another website for to search for
job hunting.
Things like that. Yeah, exactly. With a lot of interviews, I'm very picky, but
we need to be.
We need to be picky, and for now the team is amazing. Everything is just perfect.
Nice.
I've never been happier than now.
Yeah. How they say, knock the wood, or in Bulgaria you do this, touch wood, or But I can say for me as well, like, because my wife Mila, she's also part of the agency, and we're doing content creation, content management. So for us, we always need to find new people as well, and it's very stressful at some point because some people say yes, they look good, but then after 1 week, it's disaster in a way. So we need to unfortunately, every person is different. I'm not saying some people good, bad, but some people are just not a good fit for this. They may be doing something amazing elsewhere or something different, but unfortunately they're just not a good fit. So
absolutely. This is why the same thing that I told earlier applies here as well. You need to manage expectations, and when I hire a new person for my team, I try to manage expectations very carefully because, for example, we have a lot of work. We have really, really tremendous amount of work, and the person that wants to work with us needs to be motivated. And if you're not willing to learn, if you're not willing to grow, you don't have space in our company.
Yeah.
And I believe, for example, the feedback from my team is amazing. They say that they haven't, in any other company, they would have learned so many things.
Yeah.
Because on Fiverr, you get orders from so many clients, many different niches.
Yeah.
And this is an experience that is just invaluable.
Yeah, I think it's great, and obviously when you have your team and you grow bigger and bigger, it's good to do more like one-on-ones with them occasionally, and talk with the person that you hired and see how they're feeling about the work. Maybe I've seen other agencies do this and like anonymous feedbacks where they can provide their feedback and how they feel about things. So yeah, definitely you have to manage expectations, and it's a lot of responsibility too. Everyone wants to know if it's possible to scale Fiverr to 100K per month.
Yeah.
We know examples, we know sellers. Louis probably is the one maybe watching this video, maybe not, but we know those examples. Not a lot of public ones, but do you think it's possible in your situation to scale this to $100,000 per month just on Fiverr with your team, maybe with expanding team, or not?
I think that it's possible. Yeah, I think that it's possible considering the growth that I've seen over the last few years. And but it's definitely going to be tough. It's not going to be very easy, and it will I have some ideas how I can do it, but I don't know if it will happen. But I'm confident if I'm consistent and if I focus and I grow my team and continue to improve the quality of my services, I will manage to do it.
And the last thing, so do you still consider to you have your Fiverr, do you still want to do something else? Like, do you want to try to scale your agency outside of Fiverr, or do you want to do some, because we actually have a YouTube battle together going on, which I'm winning. We'll see, so far. And that's other things that, freelancing and things like that. But for your agency, do you feel you can grow it outside, or do you want to go all in on Fiverr? What's your thoughts on this?
Yes, it's actually happening right now. I have my own website because obviously I grew my agency simultaneously with Fiverr, and actually it's doing pretty well right now, even outside of Fiverr, because when you learn how to do things properly, you're getting recommendations. And I also have a personal brand on TikTok in Bulgaria. It's my own country. I get not as many clients as on Fiverr because this is almost impossible. But
it's possible.
It's possible.
But
okay.
With paid ads.
With paid ads, yeah. But it's not the same. It's the majority of the clients that I have are from Fiverr, which I'm very happy about. But there are still clients that are outside of Fiverr that have nothing to do with Fiverr, and they turn to me because of recommendations.
Yeah. So you just want to continue now to scale your agency. That's your focus, right? Do it on Fiverr, and okay, maybe it grows outside of Fiverr as well with the clients that can find you on social media or online.
Yeah, that's pretty much the plan right now.
And the very last one. So people watching this, they probably want to do paid ads, maybe themselves, other services. Do you think there's a still market for someone just watching this video now and like, I want to do paid ads? Or it's too late to do it on Fiverr?
Well, yes, there is potential, of course. I think that this is gonna be the future, because right now everything is getting saturated, and there is just no way to, if you have a business, if you have an agency, as you can see when you search something in Google, Fiverr is on the first page every time. Generally speaking, businesses nowadays have to grow somewhere, and they are destined to do paid ads at some point. So considering that businesses are growing and the popularity of the freelancing platforms is growing tremendously, I definitely think that there is still room for people that have expertise in paid advertising and they want to grow.
Yeah, I think there's more potential now than it was before, because Fiverr, like you said, Fiverr everywhere. Like even with Luke, we've seen, we went on YouTube and Fiverr is promoting themselves on YouTube, and you have 5.5 active buyers on Fiverr at the moment. So it definitely has a lot of demand. And plus they're still trying to push new sellers more, right? Like they have this like a new seller badge or catalog for new sellers. So I can say there is a lot of demand. And if you're starting now, maybe it's even better, because you can learn from our stories. You can price yourself not at $5, because you'll get buyers who are gonna ask you for thousands of dollars.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I completely agree with you, because when we were starting out with you, there wasn't anyone that could help us.
Yeah.
We started to learn by ourselves, and now if you just, you can learn from so many successful people.
Yeah.
And it's free. It's absolutely free. You can go on YouTube and search for Vasily. He's going to teach you.
Yeah, I'm going to show you everything. But okay, Borislav, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure doing this.
Well.
And guys, you find Borislav, we'll leave link description, leave to your Fiverr account as well, maybe some buyers, right? Maybe some spammy messages to boost your response rate. Maybe, but anyways, all the links in description. Borislav, great talk. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
That's it, guys. That was an interview with Borislav. Honestly, very inspiring story. Planning to do more of those. Let me know in the comments if you're interested to see more of those stories. If you are interested to be featured in this story, you can always send me a message. We'll be happy to talk to you and discuss it. But we're done with this. Hope you enjoyed the format, and see you soon.